What's up, everyone? My name is Target101, and today we're back with some weird ass stuff. There was the challenges thing in the chat. I asked for a team, and Naveed said to me, "You know what? I have a team, but it's terrible. You probably can't win with it." So I said, "Give me that team. I'm just gonna play with it." That's what happened. Apparently, this is a team. I haven't. This is the first time I look at it properly. The only thing I knew about it is that it has 3 steel psychic teams. So, are you still talking to me right here? I just figured, you know what? Let's just try this. But as you can see, I'm at the lowest of ladders. I mean, this guy is running a Torkoal. I do have a Zen Headbutt Home Claws Metagross, which can beat up Conk, I guess. Why is this leftovers? Okay, lots of questions going on right here, but it's choice bound a T-Tar, which is, let's call it interesting. Togekiss can actually put into work against this team, so that's good. I have 3 checks for Mega Gardevoir, which is a bit ridiculous. Unless it's running Shadow Ball, then I'm fucked. What I kind of want to do is just lead with Bronzong and just get up some rocks. But this guy is actually pretty damn annoying, so instead what I'm gonna do is just Rock Slide. I have no idea why this thing is carrying Rock Slide. Apparently neither does Bronzong because it decided to miss. I do think I have a problem as soon as... Okay, it goes into Conk. That's kind of alright. I'm just gonna go into Togekiss right here since that's probably the hard counter. I mean, Unstab Ice Punch is not gonna do shit, and his main stab is actually quad resisted. So, I don't think he can do a whole lot to me. Okay, that does a lot. But I'm just gonna Air Slash right here. Hopefully you can get Flinch, because I don't think this Oko's. That is the green gray is boosted. I don't think you can call that hacks. If you want to call that hacks, then that is perfectly fine by me. I couldn't care less. Togekiss snagging a kill. That's good. I do have a couple switches for Swallow being T-Tar and Bronzong. So I'm not too worried about this thing. I actually have Mega Metagross as well, which can potentially sweep from here. That's interesting. The thing I'm gonna do though is I guess I'm just gonna go into Rochin to UA something. He's gonna go for Protect. That's adorable. I don't think he can do a whole lot to me. So on his U-turn, I kind of want a U-turn as well. I figured he'd U-turn, so he goes into Torkoal. That's alright. I'm just gonna go for my own U-turn, and now I can actually go into Specs Keldeo Kolkata. I probably raped that name. I'm terribly sorry-ish. But here we can just click Specs Scald. I'm actually not too fond of having Hydro Pump on Specs Keldeo, because I rarely ever click it. Unless there's a Scarf Gardevoir, I should well have this. So, and if it was Scarf, then obviously I have 3 Steel Psychic types who could fuck up his day. I'm just gonna go into Bronzong right here because that thing is the only thing that was already paralyzed, as I see the paralysis coming my way. I do think I just want to dish out a Toxic right here, and judging from that, he's probably non-attacking, so what I'm gonna do is actually throw up another Toxic. I'm just actually going to keep clicking Toxic until something else comes in. Yeah, I already did that. Your toxic damage is just going to be racking up all over this place. I don't care about sitting here waiting until you die. I have no problems with that at all. You can encore me again if you like. I'm just going to keep clicking Toxic until something is dead. Looking at his team, actually everything is weak to Rock Slide as well. The good thing about Bronzong is that it doesn't actually get paralyzed. I just noticed I didn't get paralyzed a single time. But Drift Blim is okay. Of course, as soon as I say that, I just completely jinx myself. That's how it works, right? You could if you could actually hit your rock slide this time. Okay, so I guess I kind of forced that on myself. Drift Blim is weak. Drift Blim is really weak, as we can see right here. Bronzong putting in the work though. Apparently I win my game 6-0. So Naveed saying that I wouldn't win a game with this one, but that actually wasn't a proper game because this time we were facing a Delphox and probably a Mega Medicham, which I don't have a switch in for. That's amazing. I don't have a scar for either. I do have a Specs Keldeo. He doesn't have a form of hazard removal, so I'm just going to lead with the Bronzing again. His possible leads are like the Rotom and Staraptor, maybe even Keldeo. Not too fussed. I'm just going to try and get up my Stealth Rocks right here. As he leads with Medicham, that is interesting. I actually just want to click Toxic right here because it's a bit frustrating. This Medicham. I don't have anything for that. So what I'm going to do is just click Toxic. Hopefully we can get somewhere. That Drain Punch does a shitload. That is a ridiculous amount. I just want to check whether this Togekiss is actually physically defensive. It in fact is physically defensive, so what I'm going to do is just gonna go out into Togekiss. That quad resist that hit, so that would have been done like 48%. That's about right. And here I can just freely click Air Slash as it goes into Rotom Washington. I do foresee a Volt Switch. We could well do something else, but I don't really care. I'm just gonna go into Bronzong, which this actually gives me opportunity to get up my Stealth Frogs unless he crits me with like a Hydro Pump or something. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to get my Stealth Frogs as he does that to me. Wait, how do you plan on killing a Rotom Wash? That's what all I'm looking at right now, cause I'm not seeing it. Mega Metagross doesn't like getting burned. Rachi doesn't like getting burned. I mean, the majority of things on my team don't actually appreciate a burn. He actually made like the worst switch because the biggest threat to his team is Kolkata, as he doesn't have a single switch into that. He just basically sacked his Gliscor, tying up the score 5-5. That's pretty interesting. Mega Medicham only prioritizes me. If he goes into his Staraptor, well then that's great, but I still have 2 checks to that, as I'm probably just gonna go out into my Jirachi as it goes into that, because I kinda want Mega Metagross to late game sweep if that is a possibility. In comes Keldeo, which is a big threat to me as well, but I end up critting him as he ends up setting a Calm Mind in my face. That's adorable. So here I kinda just want to Scald, and I crit him again. Yeah, I don't even feel bad because I'm using like the worst team ever. I mean, I can't kill Rotom Wash, which basically is an issue. So I won 2 games in a row. Let's just continue to the 3rd one. I stopped giving craps. So we're playing Ivan GG right now, and this thing is looking like a problem. You don't have Ice Punch, do you? You really don't. You do have Earthquake for this guy, but there's another Rotom Wash. Something we cannot kill. He actually leads with Rotom Wash. That's a bit of a problem. I could well just go for Secret Sword, try and get as much damage on this fucker as I can. That's an option, but I don't think I actually want to go for that. I just want to go into my Bronzong. And Bronzong is putting in that finest of work. Don't actually tell Naveed, he's gonna get cocky about the Bronzong thingy. But I'm just gonna go into Kelly right here, which allows me to just fire off a Choice Specs. a choice spec Scald, I could click Hydro Pump, I could click Secret Sword. I decide to both ignore that and just go for Scald. I do think that is actually specially defensive, or someone messed up the EVs, but he didn't mess up the EVs, he just very well went for that. So we Volt Switch out again. He's probably just gonna go back into his Heatran, as that is probably his most optimal play. I'm actually Levitate, so Bronzing is also checked to the Excadrill, so I kinda have to make sure that this doesn't get whittled all that much. But I'm not too fussed. I'm just gonna go back into Keldeo right here, as he's just going to hit me up with another Flamethrower. I do think I just want to go for the Secret Sword right now. It's very tempting actually to just go for another Scald, but that probably would not have taken out the Heatran, which is fairly interesting. It's alright. I have no idea why he actually stayed in. Maybe he predicted me to over-predict. I have no idea why you would ever do such a thing. I can't T-Wave it, which is quite annoying, but what I'm gonna do is just go straight into my Tyranitar, which doesn't really appreciate one of those hits. But now I just feel like going to Quartz, because Quartz is going to eat up this Focus Blast. I have no idea why you'd nickname this thing Quartz. I don't actually mind that. As it goes in a Run and Wash, that's alright. I'm just gonna go for the U-turn right here. I could try and snag flinches. I get a crit again, which is getting a bit ridiculous because I've been critting people all over the place, but I'm just gonna go into Bronzong, which actually gets us with Death Boost. He crits me back, that's alright. We've been getting crits all over the place this live session, so that's definitely a thing. But he goes into Landorus Therian, and is this the grand opportune moment to get up Stealth Frogs? I actually decide against it because I kinda want. Whoa! Now that's offensive. Maybe like a Dazzling Gleam on Togekiss over Heal Bell would do this team a lot of good, because then you can actually hit a Rotom Wash. But what I'm gonna do is just switch into Keldeo and click Choice Spec Scald again, because that's kind of what you do when you send out your Choice Spec Keldeo. You just try and fish for burns on things you can't really hit. You just try to kill things with Scald, which you actually can hit. That's what Choice Spec Keldeo does. It's actually one of my favorite mons. It's very effective, always. It puts in work every single game. So that's kind of why I am a huge fan of Keldeo, actually. So, I mean, I don't really want to send this out, but okay, he's gonna go for Protect, which is kind of odd, but I'm just going to U-turn right here. I do foresee a Will-O-Wisp. What do I not care about? I don't care about Heatar because it gets it sped by everything and completely boned by everything as well. So he's gonna go Volt Switch right here. This Excadrill is more than likely Choice Scarf. He goes into Landorus there, and that's alright. I don't know what he wants to do, but in fact I'm just going to actually stay in and go for a Crunch. As he goes for an Earthquake. That's alright, because this allows me to just go into this guy and then double out into Keldeo, or I'm just gonna go double into my Metagross. He doesn't end up switching. Okay, that's good. We did figure out that he is actually not a Choice Scarf, so what I'm gonna do is actually just double into my Togekiss and then like triple, I'm not sure how to say that, into my Keldeo, so I can actually hit Scald yet again. I actually figured this was a Scarfer variant, but it's actually an offensive variant. So here I'm just going to be clicking Scald as he goes in a Rotom Wash. That's alright. Can I finally snag a burn? I do actually get a burn, so that's good. Rotom Wash is going to die. That's about bloody time. I don't think I can still win this battle, but I'm sure as hell going to try. Actually, Rachi gets paralyzed. That is very unfortunate, but I'm just going to try and hit him up with a fire punch. Hopefully, we can get off a solid hit on something, but we actually cannot. Metagrow is gonna come in. I don't think I went to Mega. I do think that regular Zen Headbutt should be sufficient to knock out this thing. And then as soon as he goes into Landers, I can get off a Meteor Mash on that. He's going to T-Wave me, that's alright. I'm just going to go for a regular Zen Headbutt. And as soon as he goes into the Landers, then he can't actually lower my attack. So in comes Excadrill on the balloon. That is a tiny bit unfortunate because I don't think he can actually kill me in one hit. But the most obvious play would actually be to go out into Togekiss, so I'm going to predict him to over-predict. I do think this is Scarf Exca. So I kind of think that he wants to go for an Iron Hat right here. He is debating the 50-50, but he decides to go for the Earthquake. And now I'm just going to go into Togekiss and double out into Keldeo. He doesn't actually switch. He is in fact yet again not choice Scarf. So I predicted the Scarf twice, which wasn't the case, so I had to take a lot of damage with the Keldeo for no reason at all. I could possibly still win this, but he goes into Landorus there and complete and utter sacking it. As soon as he goes into the Gardevoir right here, I'm forced to just straight switch into the Togekiss and start spamming. Okay, that is just straight up shit. So Togekiss defenses are not what I expected it to be, but the only thing I can do right now is like crit with a Hydro Pump or something. I thought I'm just going to get off some damage with the Togekiss on a Gardevoir. The only thing I really needed was apparently 26%. So that's gonna be game number 3. I'm just going to be grabbing one more game just to try and redeem myself with that, but I'm not sure if that's going to work. This is a fairly odd team. I count like 1, 2, 3, 4 quad weaknesses. It's a thing you can do. That's a thing you can do. I do think that Bantar can actually put in the work against his team. And the thing I really want to do is just get up Stealth Rocks as soon as possible. He's gonna go into Togekiss. I'm just going to try and get up Stealth Rocks as he opts to go for a Thunder Wave. He more than likely wants to defog right here. I don't really care. Ivan PMs me and says GG to me. It's very kind of you, Ivan. I didn't really care. So unfortunately nothing on his team has like Roost or something. But what I'm gonna do is just straight go into Bantar. No, I'm just gonna stay in. He's going to defog, that's alright. I'm just gonna hit him up with a Rock Slide, which doesn't connect. That would have been great, but now, I mean, he could very well Heal Bell. I'm not sure what kind of Togekiss this is. Hopefully he doesn't actually have access to Heal Bell. The previous game was quite disappointing. Togekiss really disappointed me. Straight into T-Tar. Hopefully T-Tar can actually live a hit from this Volcarona. He's gonna go for the Fiery Dance. That doesn't actually give him a boost. He probably doesn't want to die. Not even sure what to say about that. I figure he doesn't want his Volcarona, like his main threat to my team, to straight up die to T-Tar. So I figure, you know what, you're going to switch into your Ferrothorn, maybe even Gliscor. but a apparently he has a different judgment than I do, and opts against that. Um, I'm thinking about nasty plotting, but the way he's playing very aggressively and, well, aggressive, reckless. Reckless is the better word. I actually would like to invite this guy to one of my Skype groups. It's very interesting. It's very it's different, but what I really want to do right here is just nasty plot up, and of course he's going to attack me right now as soon as the moment passes. But I could potentially double, but he's going to switch on that particular moment. That is really peculiar. I'm just going to roost up because I'm definitely going to be winning this this war against Togekiss. But he really wants to get rid of those rid of those entry hazards, which I can very easily get up against, like almost everything. I'm just gonna air slash again. I do think that Dragonite can actually outspeed me, but the max physically defensive Togekiss, Asclepius, is going to be destroying the world. Did he go for Roar or something? I have no idea, because otherwise we speed tied. That's game number 3, which we won. We lost 1, we won 3. So instead of just straight giving up, I'm just going to look for one more. This is looking like a more competent team. I wouldn't say it looks great, but it looks more as an actual team, if you will. What I'm going to do is just go straight for Secret Sword just to see what it does as he goes for the Energy Ball. We're just Life Orb Mana Feed, ladies and gentlemen. You saw it here first. I'm just gonna go for a Secret Sword. Yeah, again, I do think he's going to switch into his Latias as he actually ends up going into Charles. That is definitely Scarf. So what I can do is go into my Togekiss. He's either gonna... Oh. Wow. Kudos to you, my friend, for predicting that. That's actually really interesting. So what we can do here is just straight up Meteor Mash. I could also try and just straight up be greedy instead of a Home Clause, but as soon as I hit this Meteor Mash, then this Heat Round will die afterwards. Okay, so he ends up going into Latias, which straight up is not a counter. I just want to go for Meteor Mash again, I guess. Maybe get another attack boost. Unfortunately, that does not happen. But seeing that I've got this threaten right here, and he switches to this, I do think that Togekiss is once again my switch. And obviously he cannot hit me, but I can really not touch his Heatran. So what I'm going to do is just straight up double into okay, I also can't hit the Raikou, so that was a good play on his part, I guess. Do I go in a T-Tar? I guess we go in a T-Tar. He could very well, I do think he's going to Volt Switch, but he's actually going to end up Shadow Balling my ass. I just feel like crunching right here. It's my safest play, has everything for neutral damage. Landorus Darien is now going to be appreciative of this, because this is actually a neutral T-Tar hit. I end up critting him. That really did matter, unfortunately for him. But I do think I would have switched him Bronzong next, though, because Bronzong resist the Stone Edge. I went to Togekiss twice because I wanted to keep up more offensive pressure than I actually was doing. He actually predicted my Bronzong with the Raikou. I didn't even consider that myself. I didn't even think about it for a second, but I'm just gonna go into Togekiss on this guy. I don't really want T-Tar to die. I still think that Keldeo is a solid hit left in it before it heroically will die. Suzaku is actually shows me that oh, well, that is different. That's a bit unfortunate, but as he goes for Shadow Sneak, that's the worst thing he could have possibly done, because as soon as you just straight up went for anything else, life would have been grand. I don't think Rachi can live a Drain Punch from this. I like to think it can't. Well, I don't like to think it can't, because it's obviously bad for me, but I'm just going to Meteor Mash again. I mean, as soon as he Drain Punches, I don't think an Earthquake will be sufficient to take this one out. I don't actually know whether he has Drain Punch or Close Combat. We haven't actually seen that. He risked the speed high. I win that one because this guy is the speed master. As you can clearly tell, I'm just gonna go into T-Tar right here. I do have Earthquake, but I'm not sure what kind of variant this is. Judging from that, he is definitely defensive. And yet again, we end up winning a game. So I just laddered to I guess it's 1150 or something along those lines with this team in 26 minutes. We lost 1, we won 4, maybe 5, 4, let's say 4. So I got to 12, almost 1220 with this. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope I proved my point in defeat that I can actually win games with this team, even though my opponents weren't all that competent. They weren't that good. I won't deny that ever. But it was a lot of fun. I had fun with this team. If you ever feel like building a team like this again, great, but make sure I can beat a Rotom Wash, because that shit is getting really annoying. So that's gonna be it for today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.